In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Voices of the Fraternity with myself, Manda Mashego. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening in. Please subscribe. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've subscribed, ne? Please, thank you. Today we've got another medical doctor in the block, Dr. Kgomotso Motswane.
Hi, Manda.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm okay.
Is your podcast voice ready?
My podcast voice is ready.
Thanks.
I'm ready.
I am good. I am good. Just as an icebreaker question.
Okay.
What is the most ridiculous thing a patient has ever said or done in your experience so far?
Said or done. Okay. There's a lot.
Yes, I love it.
But I will pick one. The most insane thing was a patient actually peed on me.
Huh?
On my jacket. Yeah, K-way.
That's an expensive jacket.
Yeah, like I invested so much in that jacket, and one day I wore it to work, and this guy, he peed on it.
Yeah, directly at you.
At me.
What was the situation? Please explain what's happening.
He was intoxicated, but also it was quite a chaotic night. I was in trauma. So I was doing my call, and I think it was like 2 a.m. Yeah, I don't know what the reason was and how I was the chosen one. But he chose me, and he just peed on me. So that was insane. And the thing is, I couldn't do anything. I felt it after.
Yeah.
Like, no, Mara, I'm getting wet, man. And then when I turned around, this guy, busy kind. But yeah, I think that was it.
The wildest thing. Yeah. And what's one health tip that, having studied, having practiced now medicine, the one tip that it's the hill you're willing to die on? Or the doctor had is serious?
That too. I think for me, choose yourself. Yeah, choose yourself. I think we get to the point where we forget about ourselves. We give so much of ourselves in our jobs, and you just end up getting lost in it.
Yeah.
But prioritize yourself as well. I think that's the one tip that I'm also just learning how to live by. Yeah.
I love that. In my mind, you're going to see an apple a day. Like that apple thing is a real thing. Or Panado is the real thing. But I love how it took a whole holistic approach that whether you're in medicine or not, it's something we can all apply.
Yeah.
So to start off, who is Kgomotso? Where is Kgomotso from? What kind of a family did Kgomotso grow up in?
Okay. Okay. Obviously, I'm Kgomotso. I am from Pretoria. So born and bred in Pretoria. Grew up in Hammanskraal.
Okay.
Yeah, raised in Hammanskraal. Kind of family that I was raised by. I come from a very strict family. So I'm raised by my aunt and my uncle.
Sure.
And so in our home, it's me, my aunt, my uncle, and their daughter, who's now my sister.
Sure.
Yeah, so I moved in with my aunt after my parents had passed on. So yeah, quite a strict family, but also rooted in Christianity.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are a Christian family.
At what age did your parents pass on?
My father passed on when I was 4, and my mom when I was 13. Yeah.
Okay, so at 13, that's when you moved in with your aunt.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about your loss.
Thank you.
And what is your fondest memory of your mom, actually?
My mom, we used to study together. That's the one thing that I can't forget, because I carried it with me throughout my academic years. So she used to like sit with me, and then she'd make like memory cards.
Oh,
And then she would like quiz me before every test. She'd like quiz me and stuff like that. So yeah, that is something I actually never forgot, and I carried it with me. Yeah, because for me, after she passed on, I remembered how important education was for her. Yeah, it was very important, and she prioritized my education as well. So that's the one memory.
what line of work was she in?
She was a teacher.
She was okay.
She was a teacher.
Got it. And your dad?
My dad was a soldier, so he served in the SANDF. Yeah.
So a lot of I know people in the SANDF, they travel a lot.
They do.
Because they're based in some country.
They do, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how was the transition into a new family at the age of 13?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was a transition, because my aunt actually, she lived with us for a very long time with me and my mom. So I was already used to having her around. This was before she got married now to my uncle. So even after my mom passed away, I know like we tend to like say that a person becomes an orphan, but I never got that feeling.
Sure.
I never felt like I was without a parent, just because of how my aunt welcomed me into her home with her husband. So the transition was smooth.
Sure.
It was really smooth. I've never felt alone. I've never felt abandoned. Nothing like that.
Yeah. I love that.
The whole orphan title never really it wasn't really a thing for me. Like I really felt part of the family. Even now, she's my best friend. So it's her birthday today. I'm like, I need to call that high.
Yes. Happy birthday, auntie.
Yeah.
No, thanks. I didn't print the picture actually, but it was the picture at your graduation with she's your aunt.
She's my aunt.
Sure. Okay. And what were your dreams let's say in primary school?
In primary school, those memories, it's a blur. It's a blur, I won't lie. But when I was in primary school, I thought I was going to be a teacher. I was so fixated on it. And my cousins embarrassed me last year. During, like at my graduation party, they told everyone that I used to have like an imaginary school with like imaginary students. Yes. So yeah, like it started there.
Yeah.
When I was in primary school, I would like have my little school and I would teach my imaginary friends. So I really thought I was gonna be a teacher. I also believed it.
Yeah. I actually saw a TikTok recently of a girl. She was studying and she says her method of studying is pretending to be a teacher. So she's there like, do you guys hear me? This is
to herself.
You guys are not hearing me. I'm going to repeat it again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so how was high school? Which high school did you go to?
I went to Prestige College.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually in Hammanskraal.
Mm.
Yeah. So I went there from grade 8 to matric, but I was also in the boarding school. So I
Okay.
boarded there. Yeah.
And how was that?
It was fine.
Mm.
Yeah, like nothing. Honestly, it's a blur. It's a blur, but I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the lessons that came from it, from living away from home.
Mm.
Yeah, and meeting new people, people from different backgrounds. I made quite a number of friends that I'm still friends with now.
Yeah.
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 So I think my high school years were great.
And did the medical doctor bug bite in high school?
Yes.
At what point? What was happening?
I wouldn't say there was a specific point, but I started enjoying natural sciences. Like I started enjoying biology, and something just started like exciting me about medicine. I started getting like an interest. Then suddenly I started watching like medical shows. And then, yeah, it started cooking. It started cooking. So then I told my family about the idea. And yeah, obviously they were confused. They're like,
This
we
teacher.
thought, yes, we thought you were on the teacher path. But they didn't shut it down. Yeah, and I remember I told my grandmother, this is my paternal grandmother. At that time, she was still alive. I told him, like, Coco, I'm going to be a doctor. And she's like, you know what? Do it and come and heal me. Because she was sick at that time. And from then, it was
medical doctor.
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
I decided after that, I'm like, it's fine. That's what I'm going to do. And even when I was done, I remembered what she told me. Those words stuck with me.
And what kind of a student were you academically?
Okay. At which point? In uni or high school?
Let's do high school. We'll get to
high school. I don't know how to say this, but I was great.
No, say it with your chest.
I mean, I want to be modest.
This is not the place. This is not the stage. You were great.
I worked very hard. I worked extremely hard. I had goals when I was in high school. I kept reminding myself that my mom wasn't there. I had to sort of pave my own way. Like I put the responsibility on me, and I said, you need to decide what kind of future you're gonna have.
Sure.
So that sort of pushed me. I knew I wanted a scholarship, so I worked towards a scholarship.
Sure.
I knew I wanted to go to a university, so I worked towards a university. I would stay up, like at night. My roommates would be like sleeping. I would stay up, I would work.
Sure.
Yeah, so I really put in the work. In high school, I would say I was great. Yeah.
Great, guys. A great student.
Yeah,
a great learner, rather. Yeah. And did you take part in any sports?
Yes. I was a netball player since primary school, but I stopped in grade 10 because I took on an extra subject.
Okay.
So it was clashing with the netball training time because it was now after school. It wasn't in the curriculum per se. They were introducing AP Maths.
Okay.
Yeah, advanced program maths.
For grade students.
I mean, yeah, if you put it like that. But yeah, at that time they handpicked like 10 students. Only 10 students were picked to do that subject, and I was one of them. And I took the opportunity, and I was like, I've been playing netball for a long time. 2 years.
It's fine.
It's fine. I let it go.
We can retire.
Yeah, I'm like, it's fine. I can let it go. So I think I stopped, late grade 10. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you took the science stream.
Yes.
with your subjects?
Yes.
Okay.
But we didn't have streams actually in our school. You could pick any subject really. So I had accounting amongst my subjects. Yeah.
Please count your subjects.
Okay, it was obviously English, Afrikaans, then life orientation, but maths. And then I did maths paper 3. I did maths, AP maths. Then I did accounting, physics, and life science.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the only subjects.
And what was your thought process when it came to choosing a university?
I wanted to do medicine, and I wanted to do it at the best universities that I knew of at that time. So I knew of UCT, I knew of Wits, I knew of UP. So I applied to those 3. But
if your university was not mentioned, please, guys, don't argue with us. She mentioned what she mentioned.
I said what I said.
She said what she said.
Yeah, so those are the 3 that I wanted to go to. Yeah, that was the baseline. But I didn't get in for medicine at all 3.
Really?
Shame on me.
Okay. No, you're gonna explain to us these. I don't know if you guys can see, but this girl is wearing 4 belts
From Wits.
from Wits. Oh,
Yeah.
listen to that. Excuse us. Okay, sharp.
Yeah.
You don't get into medicine.
Yeah, I didn't get in. So you can imagine at that point, I'm like, yo, not so great.
Yeah.
Not so great.
What happened to this great
Yes,
student?
not so great. Humbled. But obviously my second choices were degrees that were related to medicine somehow. So, and at that point, I felt I didn't have great career guidance, for lack of a better word. So I didn't know what else to do, because now I'm like, I didn't get in anyway.
Sure.
What now? So I looked at my second options. I had put down biomedical sciences at, I think, at all 3 actually, yes. And then I got in for that. I got accepted. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go to Wits. I'm going to pursue that. Because at that point, that particular degree was now a pre-med degree.
Okay.
So it meant that you could study biomedical sciences, and then I think at the end of the year, they would take the top students in that class and move them to the medical class.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
I get it.
Yeah, but then on the first day of uni, they were like, sorry, change of plans. We're no longer doing that pre-med thing. You're going to have to complete the degree and then write the test and whatever, like go through a graduate program we call GEMP. Yeah, so I was like, not so great anymore. But yeah, I only found that out I was already in uni. It was my first year, I think in the first week actually. Yeah, and I didn't even know what they meant. Like the confusion was so bad. I was like, can't they? What now? I thought this was a pre-med. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm on a bursary.
Yeah.
I'm not about to fiddle around and run up and down, get a degree. I'm not gonna do that. Let me finish this thing and do as they said, but I apply for a graduate entry program. So it's like, okay, I'll do that. So that's what I did. For the first 3 years, I did a biomedical sciences degree, and it's a Bachelor of Health Sciences, basically.
Yeah. What kind of a job myself included?
Yeah.
What kind of a job would one get with a biomedical sciences degree?
I'll be honest with you, I have no idea. I don't know where those people. I don't know. Yeah. But it's more of like a research, like a health sciences degree, basically. So I know some of the people that I studied with are in, like they're in academia. Some are sales reps.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah, but I personally, my knowledge regarding how
Very
far
limited.
Very limited. Yeah. So like I said, the career guidance for me at that point was not that great. So I was in a degree that I wasn't fully knowledgeable about. But
Yeah.
I all I knew was it's gonna get me into medicine. So I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I did for 3 years. I graduated. But remember, at the end of the 3rd year now, I have to apply for this GEMP program. So the GEMP program basically, it's open to anyone with a degree.
Okay.
Even engineers and
any undergrad
yes,
degree.
any undergrad degree. But there's a test you have to write, and then if you pass it, there's a criteria they use, and then they take, I think, 100 students per year. Those students get into the medical class, but you start in 3rd year. You don't start from 1st year. So I was like, okay, good, I can do this. So I apply, and to my surprise, it's a no.
Oh.
Another one. Not so great.
Oh, not so great. That's the tagline for this episode.
Yes, I'm like, yo, guys. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. And you plan out everything. You're like, for the first 3 years, fine, I'll be doing this. So it means just 4 more years, and then I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
Thanks, I'm not in. Okay, what now? Okay, I apply for honors, because now the bursary that was funding me, shame, they're so great. They fund us up until honors. So I applied for honors, and then I got into the honors program.
Sure.
But also because my focus was on medicine, I didn't research a lot about the different honors programs, because I didn't think I would end up there. Yeah, I'm like, no man, I'm applying for honors in case. Yeah, just in case. And then in case actually happened. I'm like, oh my gosh, what now? Okay, now I have to do this honors degree. And I look at the majors that I had in my undergrad. I'm like, okay, this is the one major that I did well in, and I enjoyed it. So I'm going to do the honors in this major. So then I do an honors degree in physiology. I get there, and it is rough. Like, yeah. That was the roughest year of my life.
Yeah.
It was so rough. Like, yeah, no, I was humbled. I was very humbled. We dabbed into research. We dabbed into lectures as well. So it was like you did both.
Yeah.
It was a lot. And because I wasn't prepared, it slapped me. I wasn't ready. At that time I thought I'd be in medicine.
Yes.
I'm going to be in that 3rd year class. I was ready. I wasn't ready for that honors, but I did it. I did it, and I knew my goal. I knew it's because I want to get into medicine.
Yes.
So at the end of that year, I still applied for medicine. But at that point, I started now applying everywhere else. You're still in Bosch, everywhere.
Like,
I was like,
Wits is
like,
playing games with me here.
Okay. So I started applying everywhere, and then I got rejected again.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere now.
Yes, like
everywhere. And now I'm 4 years in this thing. I have my honors now, and at that point, I'm not gonna lie. At that point, research had become a thing that I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm enjoying having to think.
Yeah.
Having to put things together, finding things out. Yeah, like I was starting to enjoy it, although it really clapped me. Like, yeah, but I enjoyed it. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let me go home. Yeah, let me go home. But my aunt was like, no, you're not gonna do this thing where you're just gonna give up. And then
go home as in we're retiring
from
studies.
Yes.
I need to sit, go home and scratch.
Yeah, I actually went home. I'm getting December. So I'm like, I'm going home. I'm getting reject that. Yeah, so I was like, no, I'm done. My aunt is like, nope, you're not done. We don't do that here. We don't give up. What are your options? After here, like after this honors, what can you do? I said, okay, there's a master's. Obviously, after honors, you can go on to a master's. Medicine said no. So there's only a master's after this. She's like, fine, you're doing the master's. God, Mom, I'm not doing that. She's like, you're doing it. Do you have, like, how do you get into a master's program, whatever? Like, no, I already applied. You know, in case.
In case.
I had already done it in case. I even applied for a scholarship for it in case, and I actually got it.
Living in your in case era.
I got it. And I was like, like everything is ready. It's me.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. I wanted medicine. Medicine said no. Twice now. It was twice, ne? Yeah, at that point it's twice.
Yes.
Because it's high school, it's third year. No,
it's three times. It's
three
high
times
school, it's undergrad, and now
and the honors.
The honors.
3 times. I even saved, you know, when you download the reject letters, put them in a folder. So it's like, yeah, like now I'm hurting for real. Like, like, okay, fine. She says to me, because I had a car at that point, she's like, get into the car, let's go, Wits. We're gonna go to your supervisor. Meanwhile, I can supervise. She's like, we're gonna go to your supervisor, you're gonna start with a master's. So I sit down and I think, okay, who can I ask to supervise me, whatever. So I think of a really great researcher, Professor Elwanga. So I'm like, I'll approach him. I mean, I'm gonna basically get ambush because we just showed up. Yes. Me and my aunt, we showed up. So she's like, yeah, get into the car. Get on the highway. We arrive COVID, and you know, ke walk of shame because people move up and down on my campus. And I'm just like, I wish I was with you guys. But anyway, I go into his office. Hi, Prof. I'm looking for a supervisor. I don't know if you're keen to supervise me.
Yeah.
And then he says to me, you know what? Yeah, I'll supervise you.
Let's do it.
Okay. My aunt, that woman, yeah. I'm like, no. But anyway, let's do this. So we go home. I prepare now. I move back to Joburg because now I'm no longer staying Kores. Yeah, now I have to find a place and all of that jazz. I find a place. I start with my master's, and those were the best 2 years of my life. I enjoyed myself.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm a lazy person or what, but I enjoyed being in control of my time. Yes, like I enjoyed being in charge of my own project. I decided when to start what.
Yeah.
Am I doing research? Am I doing data collection now or in April? You know, I designed my own timeline.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly what was going on, and I was in it.
Yeah.
And I decided, no man, okay, research it's a thing. It's actually, I enjoy it. Like I enjoy it. You know, I'm not having a bad time, and socially as well. I started going out more, like, you know, because now there's time. And I guess under that pressure, I gave up. I gave up. So I guess under pressure, I'm like living life, and I'm like, you know what, God, this looks great.
Looks great.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not doing this medicine
I had
thing
this
anymore.
Plan. Maybe this is your plan for my life. Let me just embrace it.
You know the plans you have for me. Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm having a great time. Maybe I should let this go. So I actually let it go.
Sure.
I did. And at that point, because the scholarship the bursary that I was in had different students from different, I don't know, what do we call them? There's a name.
I don't know.
Faculties, yes.
Okay.
Faculties. So like your engineers, your computer sciences, whatever, in medicine. So I made friends. Yeah, so now I had friends in medicine. The danger. I had friends in medicine. And they knew my story.
Yourself.
Yes, because remember we met in first year now. In Bona they kept, so now they're in like 5th year, 6th year, something like that. And then they like, Vele, we're having these conversations. I'm like, girl, you know my story. You know they rejected me. Like, you know. So this one friend that I had made at that time, to me. I don't know what happened or untext because we're not texty. Yeah, but she texted me and she sent me, I think it was a screenshot or a link regarding another lady who went through a similar journey. But now she was graduating from Medunsa.
Yeah.
In Sefako Makato now. Yeah, so she's like, "Eish, girl, I really think you should try again."
Not going through the fourth
Yeah,
rejection.
number 4. I can't do this. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I decided, I'm not doing this. After master's, I'm not doing this. But the desire was still there. The passion was still in me. And as much as I was enjoying what I was doing, I still had that desire.
Yeah.
My passion still burned for medicine. And I remember I used to avoid medical students. I would come to campus when they were in class so that we don't bump into each other. Yes. And I would leave after I know
because
they've
you
left.
also have control of your time.
Yes, I had control of my time. So if Batomaka 7, now come 8. So, those 2 years, that's like I was having a blast because I was in control of the situation. So, never avoid that, yes. And I remember when I was doing my master's, actually, my friend that came with me to uni from high school got in. And shame, I was really happy for her, but things became a little bit different because now I get avoid that. Like a 7, I get like a 8. Yeah, so Narasa spend a lot of time together, but now in hindsight, I'm like, that was so stupid. That was so stupid. But yeah, she got in, and then people kept getting in bit by bit.
Yeah.
Mara, not me.
Sure.
I think one day, I know I said I've given up. I'm going to apply, not tell anyone in case they say no again.
I'm not announcing.
Yeah, I can apply, but yeah, let me keep quiet. And I did it. I applied. And I actually got in.
Sure.
I got in. I will never forget that day because I used to stay in Melville. I was sharing an apartment. So I remember I went home. And I was home for I think 3 months because now I was done with my master's. I had submitted. I was just waiting for them to say congratulations. Yeah, so that takes time because they have to mark your manuscript.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was home for 3 months. And then I remember, I think January, because medical school opens early, hey? First week of Jan, they're back. Yeah, the first week of Jan. My application still says pending. Round 4. Round 4, it's fine. Your will, not mine.
Foster.
Yeah, no, I foster. So I'm like, okay, cool. I tell my aunt, I'm like, look, it's week 1. They're in class. These people are sitting in class now. My application still says pending. It's most likely going to turn to rejected. So it's fine. I'm letting go of this whole thing. I'm gonna fetch my stuff from Joburg. I'm moving back home. And I remember we standing Remimo passaging in the house because her bedroom and mine are what is this? It's not perpendicular.
Adjacent.
Something like that. There is a word. Yes, 90
front
degrees.
Opposite.
Well, 90 degrees to each other.
Yeah.
Okay. We're standing there and we're looking at each other, and it's not a great moment because I'm giving up. And I think Lena, because she kept encouraging me throughout the years. So I think Lena, she was like, Ish, what else can I say to her for her not to give up? I shame that lady. She said, just go pray. Just go pray and trust God. She walked into her room. She closed the door. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. I went into my room. I can't remember if I prayed or not. But the next day, I think I went back to Joburg. Yeah. Went back to Joburg, started packing my stuff. I think I even went past Wits just to check. Yeah, I was like, guys, no, man, what's happening? And they're like, oh, no, girl, we were waiting for your master's results because we saw you doing a master's with us. and we haven't gotten your results. And I'm like, how? This whole time, okay. So I go to the department where the master's people were at, and I tell them, and they're like, oh no, it's because you didn't submit the letter, but I actually did.
Yeah.
Guys, so I'm like, okay, I redraft the letter I submitted to explain why. I think there was something wrong with my plagiarism score, but it's only because we used the same methods in the whole department. So it kept saying I'm plagiarizing.
Yeah.
Submitted it. My result came out, I think, within a day or two. They were like, oh, okay, you're done. You're going to graduate, wada, wada. And then still, the application said pending. Now they're going on week 2 of school. I put my clothes in my car. I went back home. I was going to come back to fetch the rest of my stuff, I think, the next day. So I got home. I think I was spiraling, you know, because I remember it was like in the afternoon and I decided I'm going to nap. No one's going to tell me anything. I'm going to nap. And I was just napping like in a careless way on the bed. I remember I was not even like so. I was in a very weird angle. And Kutla, my phone is ringing. It's like 5 p.m. My phone is ringing. I can't find it. I'm drowsy. And then I realized, I think it was under my pillow because now I'm not on the pillow. I'm in a very weird angle. I find my phone. Hello. And then she's like, hi, I'm calling from Wits. Is this Kgomotso? How? Wits ka 5. Okay, yes. Okay, yes, ke Kgomotso. What now? Because I'm even thinking it has to do with my master's. And then she's like, oh, I was calling you to let you know that you got into medicine. Everything stopped. Everything stopped. I scream. I don't know. Like, you know, when you're screaming, but you also like want to cry. Like there's a weird tone to it. Yeah, I scream. Then I ran out of the house because now I'm looking for my aunt. Yes, I'm looking for my aunt. And then she's, my aunt's husband is like, no, she went to do her nails, go this place. Okay, fine. Where are my car keys? She took my car. I'm like, no. Okay. Genkadi kids are another car now. This is the car I never even drive. And now, I'm struggling with the car, but I'm like, I'm going to make it to my aunt because she needs to be the first one to hear this. But now my uncle is confused. King. Okay, I got into medicine, but I need to...
There's someone I need to tell first.
I need to tell my aunt. So I drive and I actually get there and she's like on the table with her nails and then, King... Yes, she can see Kifetso to her because the hair, everything is King, what's along? No, you need to come outside, but it's fine. King, now she's starting to get scared. She thinks someone, Kgomotso, okay, she comes out. What is it? I got into medicine. Yo, she was so happy. Sure. And then I thought of the next person. I'm like, the next person in this journey was my best friend. Get into the car. About my best friend.
You're not a phone call person. You're like, I need to tell you guys in person.
It needed to be in person. This was 6 years later.
Sure.
This was 6 years later. I never thought it was going to happen. You know, 6 years is a long time. In those 6 years, everybody else is progressing. Life is moving. Everything is happening. And when you just keep getting sorry, King, sorry to inform you.
Yeah, we regret inform you that.
That's all you're getting. And you also start losing faith in yourself. You start thinking, maybe I wasn't so great. Yeah, like you start looking back, you're like, maybe that 92 that I got in physics or whatever wasn't so great. But
sure.
I remember I even said this at my graduation party. I made sure I had a graduation party because this was important. I said, God cannot even plan for rain. It doesn't matter if it took 6 years for me to get in. He knew why he put me in that position.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of character building in that process. I'm not the same person I was before I got to uni. I believe I grew. I felt like I learned new things, you know. There was a lot of, I had to learn how to be patient. I mean, I'm not perfect at being patient, but I had to learn how to wait.
Yeah.
How to persevere also and how to believe in yourself. How to also trust God.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you will trust him even though it's not looking great. You can see your man, like there's no way, things are not coming together. But you still say to yourself, he knows the plans he has for me. And you hold on to that, and that's what I did. I held on to it even though, like in hindsight, I did it secretly. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, wait
yes.
again, I know it's not looking good. I know my friends are progressor. Everyone is moving and, life is happening. That one even got a job. Even though I'm promoted for the second time, I'm still in uni.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, but I still need to trust God. And I did. And I have no regrets. Absolutely no regrets, because even after I got into medicine, I still leaned on him.
Yeah.
He was the pillar that I leaned on, and got me through med school. I qualified in record time. All of my degrees in record time.
Degrees in record time.
And it can only be God.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no, I don't think I had that strength in me to keep going, but he had a plan of his own. Yeah.
Like what I really like about your waiting season is that sometimes we think waiting and trusting God is a state of peace, a state of acceptance. It's so zen, but it consists of giving up at some point. It consists of suppressing a dream and thinking and questioning yourself. Am I really that great? Is this the will of God for my life?
Yeah.
You're waiting, but there's a lot of questions
A lot
that
of doubt.
sort of go against the principle of waiting.
Yeah.
But you are still waiting. And I recently said this to my husband, that one thing I've learned about faith and hope, they never die.
True.
Faith and hope, these things will remain. And I think that's what happened with you. They remained. They may have been suppressed. They may have moved from pillar to post, like what's happening, but they remained. They never left. And I love that about you, about your story. What's your relationship with rejection right now?
Best friends? No,
Best friends.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I don't take it. I take it with a pinch of salt, actually. Like, is it really a no or is it a wait? Yeah. Like, I don't just accept rejection. I have to question it. Is it a no or is it a wait? Yeah. Because I've been through the wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you waited. You waited for an
waited.
entire medical degree period.
Yes. And then
and then you started.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Talk about perseverance. And you made it. Congratulations.
I did. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your story. Thanks for coming onto this platform. Thank you so much. You're done now with the degree, and how did you choose your training ground?
I didn't choose it. It chose me. Okay. So I had a plan. Once again. The plan failed.
Do you have an in case?
I didn't have an in case. That's the problem. But at the end of final year, you have to apply to like your top 5 hospitals that you want to train at. And I did, shame. And I put effort in it. I prayed, my aunt prayed. We were like, we want this one, this particular hospital. And I was like, yeah, this is it. And I'm trusting God, He's gonna give it to me. And I initially put down Tele as my number 1, Tele Mogorane Hospital. It's in Foslo.
Okay.
It's like, I'm going to Tele. This is where I'm going to train. And the backup plan, number 2, 3, 4, 5, were like Tambo Memorial in the east of Joburg, Leratong, somewhere in Joburg as well.
Yeah.
Then Rob Ferreira, which is in Mpumalanga. and Poch. Those were my top 5. I would have been happy if I got placed anyway.
In any one of
Yeah. Then one day, I'm at the hospital and I get a text from yeah, no, man. So the SMS was like, congratulations, I think you've been placed at Chris Hani Baragwana. Everything went quiet. I remember I was in theater. Theater is quite rowdy before like the actual operation happens. Everybody's moving up and down. So they were prepping. It was so loud. But all I heard was silence when I saw that text because I did not apply to Barra. Like, what?
Why?
Why is this happening to me? And the thing with Barra is it is the biggest hospital in South Africa, but it's the busiest. And I was scared.
Yeah.
Karano, moto ofelela. Like, it's the busiest. I didn't apply for it. And people who've trained, they will tell you, no, it's hard. It's hard. Training there is hard because standards are quite high. And, yeah. But I had a friend that I met when I was doing my master's. He was in medicine.
Yeah.
And he trained at Barra. And I remember while he was training, at the end of it, he said to me, he has no regrets.
Okay.
Yo, Karamarage Mushiman. He's a guy.
Oh, strong.
Yes, I'm just a girl. I'm like, no, man, I'm not going to do this. So I tried swapping. And no one wanted to swap. Yeah, like, it's quite hard swapping out. Swapping from Barra to somewhere else. Unless the person wanted to come to Barra or they want to stay in Joburg and the only option is to go to Barra. So no one wanted to swap with me. And also, at that point, after everything I've been through, I didn't have any fight in me. I don't know how to explain it. Like, at that point, I was in a space where I was like, then it's God. Like, I didn't ask for it. It was given to me. So it means there's a purpose. So maybe let me stop trying to swap. Let me stop everything and let me see what God is doing. And I remember there was another girl as well. I didn't even know her that well, but I was friends with her friends. So her friends gave her my number because she was also going to Barra. They're like, hey guys, take care of each other. So I remember WhatsApping her and we were chit-chatting the whole night. Out of fear, obviously.
Yes.
Barra. And then, mara, maybe Kgomotso. And then we're busy, like, maybe it's God's plan. yeah, let's do this, We get there and we're actually in the same group. So we moved together.
Okay.
Throughout the rotations. And I won't lie, the first year was hard. It was really hard because of the transition, obviously, moving from uni to the workplace. But also, the standards were high. The work was a lot. The patients were many. And the hours were long. But the learning was there. That's something no one can, take away from you. Experience, the learning experience, right? So we, during, I think, maybe Kabu June, we reflected, obviously. We reflected together and we're like, you know what, maybe we are in the right place. We are in the right place because as much as it's hard, we are learning. We are learning so much. There's certain things, Vele, you can read in the textbook and you can know it from the back of your hand. But until you see it, that's it's a different ball game now. Because that disease you read about in whatever textbook is now looking at you in the face.
Sure.
Yeah, and now you must, But what we really appreciated at that point was the support structure from seniors.
Okay.
Having seniors around, those who've had more experience. It was great. I remember we were doing peds at this point and we
top tier.
God knew what he was doing because should I have seen this case and I was thrown in, I don't know, a hospital where I didn't have this kind of support structure, I don't know what I would have done. Because it's always great as an intern because you're fresh, you don't really know much. It's always great to have someone who knows more, who can guide you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll correct the hand there to be like, oh no, I see you've done that, but why not? Yeah, so we ended up concluding that it was
It's
for our
the
own
right
good.
place.
Yeah, it was the right place, even though we didn't choose it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're in a good place now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you advise someone who's still in uni and they just trying to figure out where to go for their training
Yeah.
now that you are year 2
Yeah, I'm in year
it?
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say? Because it sounds like there is generally a fear of
Yeah, there is a
of that
fear.
hospital.
There is a fear.
Mm.
I don't know if I would advise, like, tell someone to go, like, willingly. Like, willingly go there. I don't know.
You just like, if they place you, okay.
Yeah, don't fight it. I mean, the truth is, the first year is the hardest.
Okay.
Second year is a bliss. Like I'm cruising.
Yeah.
Second year. So if you're ready to put yourself through a rough 12 months of learning, sure. But it comes at a cost. It really does. Because you are working in a big hospital, so obviously it comes with a cost. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I would advise anyone to go, but based on my experience, I wouldn't trade it for any other first year experience. I mean, yes, it was tough, but there's certain things that I learned that I'm glad I learned in that particular space. Yeah. I'm like, it's fine.
Sure. Okay. Before we recorded, you said Bara is your base hospital.
Yes.
So what is your second base?
I'm based at Bara, but currently rotating through a clinic. So I'm doing a family medicine block. So we do family medicine at clinics.
Okay.
Yeah. So currently, everyone who was in first year, who is now in second year, who's doing family medicine, is at a particular clinic.
Okay.
So you either go to Chawelo, which is where I'm at. You'll go to Mofulo Clinic, Zola, not Zola, sorry, Lenasia or Stratford. Yeah, those places. That's where you end up going. So I'm at Chawelo now, but it's only for half of the year where you're rotating outside of Bara.
Okay.
Yeah, so last month I was at Beki Mlangeni. Sometime before June, I think I'm going to be somewhere else as well. But it's all part of family medicine. Yeah, then after that, I'm going to go back to Bara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No. I think we're at the end. When you look back on your journey, you might even repeat the things. You've got such a beautiful story, Kgomotso. Like, so beautiful. And I can't wait for us to share it on all platforms. And I'm really hoping and praying that it lands in the right ears and eyes. Yeah. What would you like if we think of the Kgomotso there in high school? So that small frame.
Yeah.
The great Kgomotso who then went through the not so great.
Yeah.
What would you say to her in the journey that you had to undergo post high school?
To her, I would say that I would say I'm proud of her. Yeah, I'm very proud of her. Looking at the background she's coming from and how hard she's worked.
Yeah.
I'm extremely proud of her. Yeah. But also perseverance.
Yeah.
Perseverance, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll just remind her that she just needs to keep holding on. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure your aunt is the proudest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much for honoring my invite. And and honoring your story by sharing it and telling it to the world. To everyone at home, this is the end. Not the end of the series, but the end of the episode with Kgomotso. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube channel. We are available on Spotify. We are available on Apple Podcasts. So please do give it a listen if you are unable to watch. And yeah, until next week, see you then.